Oh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om and greetings from Niagara Falls. Rishi Patanjali shares what the purpose of yoga is in the second sutra of the first adhyaya. It's popular. You may have heard it before. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Understanding this backwards, transcending the thoughts of the mind is yoga. What's fascinating about this teaching is that every day, twice a day, we do transcend our thoughts. As soon as you wake up, I don't know how to define this in time, but let's call it the first millisecond or the first second. There are no thoughts. There is simply I, which feels like I am and I know. There's no other feeling other than this. Then thoughts come. I am, I know, late, hungry, frustrated, work, meeting. And now fast forward to the end of our day, the end of our night. We have the I am, I know, and whatever else thought. Brushing my teeth, reading, lying down, spouse, tomorrow's work. And then those thoughts stop. And all that remains is that I am, I know. So now we may be thinking, if we experience this twice a day, how come we're not free? How come our thoughts still bother us? Because we don't know enlightenment. We don't know that our nature is thoughtless. And if you don't know, you can't benefit. You've heard me share that so many times. I'm coming to Atlanta soon, so I was booking a flight through Southwest because it's a short trip and it's the first week of April and Sheila's due in May, so if I book through Southwest, if I have to cancel, all fine. So I was going through all of my flights from last year and putting in the codes to see if I have any funds left over. Canceling, not canceling. And fortunately, it slipped my radar that I had a $250 credit for a fund, so I was able to save $250 on this flight to Atlanta. Since by accident I remembered, consciously I benefit, correct? But if I didn't remember those codes and that credit, that's $250 that is just lost. Yes? Now, that's for that which is finite. Imagine that which is infinite. Our thoughts are fake. If my nature is I am, I know, and all that comes after it is not who I am, then my thoughts are fake. When I don't know that, I succumb to my thoughts and I actually make my thoughts even more fake. I exaggerate about who I am. I lie about what I'm feeling. We are social beings. All of creation actually is social. And humans as social beings require depth and authenticity to feel connected. If you think of your closest friends, you share a deep conversation. You share an authenticity where you don't have to make up stuff about yourself. You don't have to pretend to be who you're not. Correct? Depth and authenticity. I'm lost in my fake thoughts right now. And fortunately, I'm with the one who is most deep and most authentic, our Sri Ramana, where he let go of not just the thoughts, the intellect, the ego. He knows the I, and so he's able to guide us through Upadesha Sara, and we're nearing the completion of his guidance. If not now, when will we trust this I? In Seattle, I spoke on learning the habit to be happy. And one of my final thoughts was, those who delay or postpone happiness become workaholics. Sounds like some of us, workaholics. We keep working, feeling the fruit will come tomorrow. Instead of finding happiness in work, we're trying to find happiness from work. And so I just keep working and working and working. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, that's called karma bandha. A very real subject. We had a lovely class last week, very focused on our relationship with creation, with the Creator, with ourselves. What Sri Ramana has shared, Sat, or existence, is that which comes before all conditions. The conditions of space, the conditions of time, the conditions of matter. Space, time, and matter depend on existence. Existence doesn't depend on any of those. Even asat depends on sat, correct? Even non-existence depends on existence. So it is that which comes before all conditions. Our swarupa is sat. We are that existence prior to any conditions, which is why our scriptures advise us to live a life of sattva, satya, to try to live with less conditions, less dependencies on pleasure, to speak to people in a way that is truthful, whether they like it or not. When our lifestyle is more sattvic, is more satya-oriented, I will not just intellectualize that my swarupa is sat, I will internalize this. My lifestyle will be validating my vision. This is what we focused on in Shloka 25. We move to 26. Atma samstiti swatma darshanam. Atma samstiti Swatma darshanam atma nirdvayad atma nishtatha atma nirdvayad atma nishtatha. Sthiti means to be established. Samsthiti, to be established once and for all. In what? Atma. The ego, the function of the ego is to identify. When this ego identifies with the Atma, it is samsthitihi, it is once and for all, it is forever. That's what is lovely about Brahma Vidya, about our study. It is an investment that gives back forever. In one of our classes, I'd asked everyone to list out the limits of the body. So wasteful and inefficient that we have to keep eating every day, no? We have to keep bathing every day. Some of you are thinking, yeah, that's why we don't bathe every day. Or more Vedantic. This investment in the body doesn't keep giving back, it actually keeps taking. But the investment in the spirit is forever. And I'll make this more technical. Brahman and Maya both are beginningless. Yes? Brahman is endless. Maya is not endless. Maya can and will come to an end. That's why Atma Samsthitihi is such a technically true statement. When I know Brahman, it is endless. I never come back from that. I'm never ignorant again or confused. Swatma darshanam. Swatma darshanam. If you take the word darshana literally, it means seeing. And we have many statements, many slogans that say seeing is believing. Yes, you've heard that before. Seeing is believing. So much of what we see is wrong. Like if you have a cup of water and you put a pen, I don't know if this will work, but I don't know if my pen looks curved to all of you. It's hard with all of the light. But it's not, it's straight. You remove that water and all of a sudden it's straight. It's all not accurate, it's not correct. Here, the word darshana means doubtless, means asamshaya. Seeing is clarity, conviction, confidence. That's what seeing means here. How is it that I'll be established in the spirit once and for all? When I don't have doubts. As long as I have doubts, that darshana will not manifest. In the language of the Upanishad, we say, Brahmavit, Brahma eva bhavati. Brahmavit here means knowing. Knowing without doubt. Brahma eva bhavati is becoming or being. The one who knows Brahman is the one who's being Brahman. This darshana is not physical. It's not even mental. It's transcending all of that. It's experiential. And this will take a lot of reflection to appreciate, because all we know is mediums. Even Vichara Gurukul is a medium, correct? It's on medium. Zoom is a medium. That's all we know is mediums. I feel that the seer and the seen is different. All of a sudden, I'm told that I have to see the spirit, so then the spirit is different from me. That's not what's being shared here. Here, it's that internalization, seeing is being. Knowing is being. The third quarter, Atma nirdvayat. The spirit is oneness. There is no two-ness. Brahman is infinite. There is no finitude. In other words, there's no Maya, there's no ignorance. And thinking of this again more experientially, when the dreamer, think of when you dreamt last, when the dreamer sees the waker, what happens to the dreamer? When the dreamer sees the waker, as if sees the waker because it's not possible. Nirdvayat. You're either dreaming or you're awake, but you can't be doing both. Though many of you look like you're doing both right now, it's not possible. When the dreamer sees the waker, the dreamer becomes the waker. When the waker sees the waker becomes the dreamer. They're mutually exclusive. Nirdvayat means there's only that one experience. Sounds lovely intellectually. What is the benefit of all of this? If you're having a nightmare, if you're having a night terror, how much relief there is, how much joy there is upon waking up, isn't it? I've had some intense, sad dreams, especially relating to Vyasa now, because we invest in so much time with each other. And fortunately, I catch myself many times knowing that this is a dream. Whenever that sad experience happens, I know this is a dream, and it brings me such relief that this is a dream and this dream will end. I can cognize all of that. Now, let's apply that even higher. I want you to all close your eyes for a minute. And I want you to think of all of the sadness inside of you and outside of you. All of the anxiety, all of the stress, all that is a bother. I want you to feel all of it. Live it all right now. With your eyes still closed, breathe in deeply. And as you breathe out, you can open your eyes. If you can intellectualize that you were just dreaming, and now you've woken up from that dream, all of that sadness and anxiety and stress is no longer felt. Now it's a different stress that I'm giving it to you and a different anxiety that you're experiencing. Now this is just a game that I'm playing with words over a minute. But waking up to my nature, where I have no doubt that I am existence, awareness, joy, and all on top of that is just a costume. It's just a fakeness that I'm engaged in because that's the Leela that's going around. That's the play that I'm acting in. Such freedom one would feel. Atma nishtita. The word firm abidance is brought up again by Sri Ramana. Same statement as Atma samstitihi. Same teaching. This is the smartest, highest, only investment. The seer and seen is different when it comes to duality. But this is Advaita. The seer and seen are one. And I'm going to bring us back to the Upanishad. In Taittiriya Upanishad, Our nature is not described as Sat, Chit, Ananda. It's described as Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam. Satyam and Sat are the same. We can even take Ananda and Anandam to be the same. I want to focus on, we're used to Chit or awareness, and now the spirit is being described as knowledge or jnana. How does that get connected? Are you feeling that doubt, that confusion? If you are, again, it shows that we're so conditioned in knowledge of. I have knowledge of biology. I have knowledge of the weather. I have knowledge of God. But how do you know that knowledge? How do you know anything? The implication of the word jnana is all of the jnana we experience is because of that chit. No awareness, no knowledge. No awareness, no sound coming from that tree falling in the forest. So that's why this is described as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, to get us to think more deeply about how is it that I know anything? All of the knowledge in my life, the 20 years of school I went to, how? And through contemplation, one tunes into that chit. That I am awareness, this aware of Bhagwan is being Bhagwan. There is that togetherness. Like Sri Ramakrishna. When Narendranath Datta asks him, have you seen God? And he says, I see God more clearly than I see you. Is he seeing God with his eyes? He's feeling that divinity inside of himself, Madhyama. And he's such a lovely example. Sri Ramakrishna saw the divine in the Murti, that's Devi, Devi's Murti, felt the same divine in his Madhyama, and also in Manava, like Narendranath Datta. And when we have a Sadguru that has such asamshaya, such clarity, look what happened to Narendranath Datta. Becomes Swami Vivekananda. Look what happened to Balakrishna Menon being with Swami Tapovaram. Becomes Swami Chinmayananda. Sri Ramakrishna, you may not know about this, but he was vehemently against gender. He deeply believed that no one has sex. And he used to engage in upasana on the Devi, but Devis also, as in women. And his upasana was so sincere that he experienced being a Devi, being a woman, and then let go of that also. His, again, seeing is not intellectual. It is experiential. And in most certain terms, what I'm sharing with this shloka is, as long as there's doubt, there will be duality. When we are doubtless, there will be unity. If this message is not being lived, I need to work on my doubts. Let us chant this shloka together. Atma samstiti swatma darshanam atma nirdvayad atma nishtitha. Om